do y'all feel like, you know, the battle rappers of today know and understand the lineage? Like, like if you look at KRS-One and Shan, right? People look at Kendrick and Drake because Universal was involved. It's
Mhm.
global. Like my cab driver when I was in Tahiti was like, "Have you heard They Not Like Us?" You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Mhm.
global. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
I
the
got a
stakes is
treaty with Tahiti because I own the percent.
got gear I wear for every day. Listen, it's all the way up with these guys. Like it's global phenomenon.
Yeah.
But I'll be feeling like the KRS Shan battle, and I know this might look. I'm gonna date myself. This might make me sound like an old ass man. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that battle was more serious. But as I'm
No,
also,
it was
Oh,
but
it
I'm
was
also,
serious.
serious.
I'm also a dude who's like, or more impactful even. I'm also a dude who's like, Godfather 2 can't be the best because Godfather 1 exists.
Let me
Right.
ask you
You
this,
know what I'm saying?
and I should know this. Where in the timeline of MC Shan and KRS am I
All right,
bigger?
so this is two different things, right?
The
So
time, the question I'm asking is in the timeline of them battling. When did Scott LaRock get killed?
I have a letter at the museum
Mm,
that Scott LaRock wrote to both of them to
mm.
tell them to stop
Oh wow!
going back and
So it was
forth.
happening at
It's
the
a
time.
it's actually a typed letter
Mm.
because really it was offensive when MC Shan, you know what I'm saying, put out his record and made it seem like hip hop started in Queen. He didn't say that, but it
He
set
was
like
he was talking about his from his view how hip hop started for him, and they was like, "That's not how hip hop started." That's what it seemed like to me.
this the song was just
Hip
talking. He
hop
was like
started in the park.
started out in the we used to do like, but it just was for him in that section. I didn't hear it as he thought hip hop started in a park. Hip hop for him, we used to hip hop started out in the park. We used to, but you can't even do like this with Chris. KRS-One's going to hear it, and he was borderline homeless at the time.
Borderline
Like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
like
you can't play with
homeless.
homeless.
you
He
can't
was
play
like,
with the
nah,
yeah.
I'm
Scott LaRock was
Can't play with the man
the
name.
social
the
worker
social worker.
that Chris was in the shelter.
Yeah,
Chris had KRS-One and Willie D and all these guys was living in the shelter,
yeah.
and Scott LaRock was the social worker that they used to have to go to see, and he was like, "Yo," and they was dominating lyrically in the shelter. They was killing all the other houseless people in the shelter with the rhymes, and Scott LaRock was like, "Y'all nice. I'm a DJ. I'm DJ Scott LaRock," and he put them on.
So to your question,
Mm-hmm.
there was this energy going back when the records come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time the records come, Shan was signed to the Juice Crew. The
Mm-hmm.
Juice Crew dominated radio, so it kind of had to like be for show a little bit because you couldn't get on the radio if it wasn't for Mr. Magic, right? And so, and then Kane always says my best friend is KRS-One. They helped me move to whatever.
Yeah.
So it was the tension, but a lot of it they saw at a certain point that we can get money with this. And so
With the
then
battle
no
or the
from
beef,
the beef,
the
the beef,
tension.
yeah, the tension
Mm-hmm.
started to pick up. The
Do you
same
think
thing
it
with
was money or this is a real question, so
Mhm.
don't think I'm just asking it for the sake of satire. Was it money or was it the equivalency of what we would consider clout or was it even a
they did a
mixture?
tour with Sprite.
Mm.
That was for money.
That was for money. Like a lot of this was they were trying to sell
But
records
wasn't
at a
that
certain
after
point.
the fact?
That was years.
It was years later, but the
later.
whole
But at the
concept
time when they like boots on the
They were
ground.
No, the
selling
boots on the ground.
records.
What it was, they was KRS was hungry. He was homeless, and he was showing up at Latin quarters as a homeless dude. And they used to be dissing him, like, "Look at this bummy little dude," but he's nice on the mic, so he's developing a chip on his shoulder, and he's trying to play his songs for Mr. Magic, who's down with the Juice Crew. And according to KRS, the legend has it that Mr. Magic kind of brushed him off and gave him the cold shoulder. So it was
So
like,
Mr. Magic initially brushed off KRS-One?
yeah,
Yes.
that's what the story is, and
That's what Fly Tie told me. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Fly Tie.
yeah, and so KRS-One is like, okay, he starts dissing. Yeah, that's why he's going at the crew. I'm going at the Juice Crew. And Mr. Magic brushed me off, and your dude talking about hip hop started in Queens, and nah, I'm not with that. And he beasted out.
And so the crazy thing about this, when you think about the Juice Crew, is that Shan wasn't really the battle rapper. He's a fly kid, right? Think Jay-Z for Queens at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was that dude. Shante was the battle rapper. Shante was so
Shantae.
ill at like
Beastie.
11 and 12 that she was going around to different projects outside of Queens and winning money. And she was, at one point, they put signs up that said, the little girl with the braces, don't let her in. Like, my daughter was in the movie, the Roxanne Shante, so we had the whole...
Good movie, by the way.
Thank you.
So the reason I'm asking you these questions is because I feel like in the Midwest, and shout out my homie Jule, we just had a conversation about this. A lot of us equate, and I don't know if New York hip hop heads think like this, but we equate, especially a lot of the OGs, we look at it from a historical type of timeline type of thing, and we look at different violent incidents in hip hop that have occurred, right? And we can make the case that so many of these incidents occurred from niggas doing their own version of KRS-One and Shan.
Okay.
Shit, everybody can't weather that type of storm. Everybody can't weather that type of
But that
war.
was so you there was more than just the KRS-One and Kane when you talk about diss records,
Shan,
right?
yeah.
So
Shan.
you had the Kumo D and
Of course, more records came after
no,
that.
No.
but-
Around like early, like
Kumo D and
was
LL.
Treasures 3. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I
Like,
get it.
no, I'm just saying, like, that was the thing. You could get on UTFO and Roxanne Shante. I mean, the Roxanne Revenge. Like, it was a thing. That was a thing. A part of getting on radio is creating commotion. Right?
To the break of dawn, LL went at Mo D, Ice-T, and Hammer in one record.
Like, it just, that's just what
Yeah.
you did. Like, but I don't think, because I see where you're going. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. At the end of the day, it wasn't as hot-headed as you guys might have seen it, because I think your context is kind of looking at the Tupac and Biggie thing, right?
Well, not even that, because if I take Tupac and
the
Biggie
Shan
completely out of that,
KRS-One
right,
thing,
and I talk to like authentic OG St. Louis hip hop heads, they would probably say more times than not that a certain style of street dudes having an issue with each other, they would look at that incident as like the genesis of what so many other incidents that look similar to that come from. Like that was the rule book on how to handle it or what it was going to look like.
so I don't know if that's applicable here.
Mm-hmm.
You think this hip-hop was a tool for people to get a little bit of paper.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you start getting signed to a label, is the beef is driving you to get some money. Right? In my mind, the one that looked serious might have been, was it Just Ice and Tim Dog? You know, you never heard that. That
I
one,
know that.
Well, that one was serious.
I know a lot about Tim Dog. I don't know if we talk about it on the podcast, but y'all know there was a whole Dateline NBC special about the possibility of him faking his death.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Look it up.
So, but I mean, so the Shante thing. Going back to Shante. So there used to be a thing called the New Music Seminar.
Yeah.
And they would have DJs and MCs. She beat, as a 15-year-old girl, Fu Quan from Sesasonic. Who else did she beat? She beat Busy B. But everybody says she beat Busy B, but Curtis Blow voted her very, very, very low. Red Alert was one of the judges, and he validated the story. He said Curtis Blow voted her very low because he said, this is the beginning of hip hop. We can't have a little girl be the best rapper out here.
Which side are you on?
Get off the fence, son.
Which side are you on?
Get off the bench, son.
Which side are you
Who will
on?
stand to